time because they can't compete financially with white men currently because white men out earn them. And they also can't compete in their households because even though currently they are making more than black women, not enough to be considered. The gap in income between a black woman and a black man isn't enough for him to get the label of primary breadwinner for his household. So he's on average. So he's stuck in this place where he feels like he can't compete with the white male because he's making less money. And he also feels like he can't sustain his household because even though he might be making more than his wife, the gap isn't big enough for him to say, I am the primary breadwinner for my family.
In America, the black woman out-earns and out-educates your mate. What power do we have over you?
More black women are graduating from colleges, which in turn will mean that there, of course, there's black men that are doing well, but if you have more black women graduating from college, more likely more black women might do more than black, financially better than black men.
A lot of women, especially black women, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but I will, in our society right now, black women are making a lot more money for the most part than black men.
Black women are excelling. They're getting accelerated degrees, graduate degrees, doctorate degrees. They're starting businesses. Black women are running circles around men.
This is not about a competition thing. It's about level setting the conversation so we can have relationship discussions in good faith. Weekly earnings of wage and salary workers news release 18 January 2024, and this is from 2023 fourth quarter earnings. Among the major race and ethnicity groups, the 2023 fourth quarter median annual earnings were Asian men were at the top at 90,000, Asian women 71,000, white men 69,000 annually, white women $55,000 annually, black men $55,000 annually, black women $50,470, Hispanic men $50,120, Hispanic women $43,880. Black men are number 5. Black women are right behind them on number 6. And this is 2023 fourth quarter. Wednesday, January 22nd, 2025. Usual weekly earnings of wage and salary workers, fourth quarter, 2024. I just told you guys that black men were number 5. Black women were right under them at number 6. Among the major race and ethnicity groups, the 2024 fourth quarter median annual earnings, Asian men, 87,000, Asian women, 71,000, white men, 68,000. And look at what we have here. Black men in the fourth quarter of 2024 earned $58,136. And black men earned $1,118 for every quarter weekly. Then we would earn $58,000. I just put the approximates up there just to give y'all an example of where we stand, okay? Higher than white women. This is the first time that black men have ever out-earned white men or white women. Black men for the fourth quarter in 2024 increased their earnings to finally out-earn white women. So that puts us for that quarter in the number 4 position. And remember, like I said, last year, fourth quarter, we were number 5. So black men are increasing their annual income moving into 2025. Shout out to you, black men. I told y'all, just keep going, man. Keep going. No matter what y'all see on social media, people calling the black community a matriarch, the black community would be in shambles if it wasn't for black men. In response to what do black men do? Black men, I got you. Out of the 3% majority black-owned businesses, 53% of majority-owned black are owned by black men. 39% had black women majority owners, while 8% had equal male/female ownership. Black men own about 95% of black-owned banks in the United States. Yes, black people do own banks. I have a whole video out there that I'm going to show you guys a thumbnail for. And also, as of February 2024, there were 16 black billionaires in the world. And of those 16, 10 are from the United States, with eight of those billionaires in the United States being black men, and only 2 are black women. As of 2023, there were nearly 2 million black millionaires in the United States, which is about 8.8% of the total number of millionaires in the country. Remember, black men only represent 7% of the population, the US population. Black men roughly represent 80% of the millionaires in the black community. Black men own 18 of the 20th largest black businesses in the United States, which stem from goods and services, industrial, entertainment, transportation, finance, companies in communication, engineering, food services, and farming. Also, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, there are over 100,000 barbers in America. Slightly more than 20% of those barbers are black men, even though black men only represent 7% of the population. Crazy, right? African American barbers are a significant component of the men's grooming industry that Forbes estimated in 2015 to exceed $20 billion. Yeah, you are doing great. I'm proud of you. So white women were right behind black men for the fourth quarter of 2024 with $56,888. Hispanic men actually jumped from 7 to 6. Unfortunately, black women dropped in the fourth quarter, and this is the second time that this has happened. So 50,856. This is the first time that Hispanic men have leapfrogged black women. You guys are going to see why this matters and why I keep speaking to black women about their economic standing, because I did not want to see this happen. Hispanic women are still 8th at $43,888. So what does that mean? The last time I showed you guys this information, I told you that there was a decrease and an increase in the black community. Black men's annual income increased, black women's annual income decreased. Now you see fourth quarter 2024, Hispanic men have now taken over black women in the earnings department for that particular quarter for weekly earnings. I'm trying to explain this as best possible. For 12 weeks, Hispanic men out-earned black women in the fourth quarter. In 2023, black men in the fourth quarter were number 5. Now they're number 4 for the fourth quarter 2024. And you see right there, black women were right behind black men at 6. Now it's Hispanic men and black women dropped to 7. So the way that the BLS gets the averages for the year is every time they put out an earnings report for every quarter. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. I just showed you guys the fourth quarter. So they averaged out all of those earnings reports from every quarter, which are 4 income reports, and they put them all together and they tell you how much everybody made for the complete year. Median usual weekly earnings of full-time wage and salary workers by selected characteristics annual averages. You have Asian men, 89,000, Asian women, 70,000, white men, 66,000, white women, 55,000, black men, 52,000. We earned $1,000 every week. But Hispanic men actually out-earned black women for the whole year of 2024 at 50,000. Black women's annual earnings decreased to $47,944, and Hispanic women are still in 8th at $43,224. So why is this important for the black community? For one, it shows you guys that whatever you hear in social media about black men and how we're suffering, it's not true. Yes, of course, we can do better. Everybody can do better, but we're on an upward trajectory. Now, what happened with black women? They're now earning less than Hispanic men. In regards to relationships, the most popular conversation that I see on these spaces is the 50-50. And if you guys now see that black men make almost $5,000 more than black women, it may be in your best interest to fix your attitude and start partnering with these upward mobile black men. So the best way that we can, build generational wealth is to start partnering with one another. That's how we're going to build generational wealth. The best way is to get married. The second best way is to partner, cooperate, be friendly, nice, things of that nature. And I'm speaking directly to black women because this is not good. This is not a good look. Shout out to black men for out earning anybody white because y'all know how much we go through within the black community and outside of the black community. And for us to do that and hit this milestone for 2024 fourth quarter, it's absolutely amazing. So again, salute to black men. I'm proud of you guys. And hopefully we can get our sisters on board so they can start understanding that, hey, you got some leaders in the black community and it ain't going to stop here. 2025 just hit, and I'm predicting that you'll see a spike in black men's earnings. So again, shouts out to black men and God bless black community, man. What's going on? Welcome back to another Media Man Live. I'm excited to be here on this great Tuesday evening / afternoon. So what you guys saw in the lead in, that was a flashback to a video that I did at the beginning of the year in January. And I was just simply predicting how the market was going to go and how black men's income was going to increase. And I saw a trend down in regards to black women, which is what we're going to discuss here at the beginning of this show. I got a lot of emails of people saying that, oh man, the unemployment rates just came out, and there's been people talking about there's been a decrease with black women losing a lot of jobs, but they failed to mention the positives that came out of that report, which is why I'm here. And also, I want to let the black community know, man, if y'all start listening more and you start paying attention to what black men are doing, you guys would understand that all the falsities that y'all heard, it's not true. Black men are going to continue improving, at a small pace, but we're making strides, great strides. And I predicted this, and we're going to discuss it. And we're also going to discuss some of my favorite people to listen to, passed away, but we'll get to it here in a second after we get done with the business portion of it. But yeah, this is going to be a very informative show. We're going to talk, finances. We're going to talk how, being a leader, certain things to look for when you get married while dating. It's going to be an amazing show. This is probably going to be one of my favorite shows because I get to discuss some of my most influential people that I, can remember with you guys on this show. And I'm asking her to tie in Patrice O'Neal to that. He's one of my most influential guys, that a lot of people aren't aware of outside of these spaces. So this will be a great show. I promise you guys. I see we got 32 folks in the building, 40 now. So you guys make sure you hit that like button as you come in. Send in those super chats if you want to get involved in the conversation. But yeah, just stay tuned. I promise you this will be very entertaining and also informative, as I usually do these live streams, or how my live streams usually go. So, and also, if you are an individual who want to be on the Media Men dating show, you can reach out to me on DM, and make sure that you book your spot, because I got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. And if you want to get on the show, you got to send me a DM via Instagram. All the links are in the description. Shout out to Pooh Man for putting everything in there. And then also on Sundays, every Sunday, we go live for all the members at 10 a.m., 10 a.m. for about an hour. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, the panel conversation, make sure you become a member of the Media Man YouTube channel, and you will be able to get in. It's a great conversation. Shout out to William K. Jones for always showing up and showing out. Great conversation. So let me know if you want to be involved in it and just become a member. Pooh Man put all the links in the description, okay? Hopefully you guys enjoyed that lead-in video. That was one of my favorite videos to do because of, something positive. So an Erroneous E became a new YouTube member. Thank you, good brother. Good to see you here as always. Thank you. Let me see here. Make sure I give Pooh Man some shine for putting all the links in the description. Here we go. Thank you, Pooh Man, and get the likes up. 39 folks in the building, and thank you, Erroneous E. Let's see here. Who else we go? And let me grab some of the members since we early. We got Ari in the building. Thank you for being a member. She said these are great sets. Appreciate it. Yeah, I try my best to make sure everybody is informed and you have the information necessary to do the research for yourself. So yeah, I don't mind at all. So thank you for being here. And we got Brendan Lavelle. What up, though? Thank you for the Stats Media Man. Oh, no problem, man. My pleasure. And there you go, Pooh Man. Thank you, good brother. Appreciate it. And also we got Incognito Blue. Said, what's good? What up, though? Let me see here. Cool. 41 folks in the building. Make sure you hit that like button. All right. So I know you guys seen the thumbnail, and and also in the title, I said, what type of husband are you prepared to be right now? And yes, we're going to talk money, among other things, right? And the reason why I felt that it was necessary to start this conversation is because I know that a lot of men still want to get married, regardless of the conversations that we hear on social media. And it's not just me saying that from my anecdotal experience. It's actually from Pew Research. And we're going to start there. So if there is anybody questioning why we're having a conversation about being a husband, let me show you why. Okay, so you guys can see this right here. Pew Research actually put out this survey in 2024, February, and it reads, among young adults without children, men are more likely than women to say they want to be parents someday. And you can find this on Pew Research, very easy. Just type in a couple of those words and then put in Pew Research. In that study, this is how many people they surveyed. They surveyed 1,495 U.S. adults ages 18 to 34 with at least one living parent who they have contacted, excluding any panelists currently enrolled in high school. Findings from the other 2023 survey are based on all U.S. adults with or without a living parent. Now, right there in yellow, among adults ages 18 to 34, 69% of those who have never been married say they want to get married one day. About a quarter, 23%, say they're not sure, and 8% say they don't want to get married. Men and women are about equally likely to say they want to get married. And you guys can look at this information for yourselves right here. So that's one of the reasons why we're having this conversation. So I know you guys are probably thinking, okay, so if men still want marriage, but modern women don't want to build with a man who's a work in progress, what's the point? I'm going to tell you why. First, let's start here. All that work in progress BS throw it out the window. Because in the black community, black men's first marriage is about 33 years old. Black women's first marriage is about 32 years old. So that excuse of saying that, oh, they don't want to build with the younger men, currently, as of right now, black men and women are getting married in their 30s. So that should give you enough time. Okay? So let's continue. And I'm just making a case for why we're doing this live stream so you guys can understand. Now, I know another question you guys are probably asking, how much money do I need to make at that age in order to get married? Okay, let's start here. So this is the earnings report from the first quarter, 2025, April. So if you are a man looking to get married by the age of 33, black women 32, full-time workers approximate annual salary first quarter 25 to 54, BLS 2025. Black men make about $60,000. Black women make about $52,000. Okay, so if your goal is to get married at 33 to 32 years old, you need to be at least making that amount of money in the black community. And you guys can find this information on the BLS report right here. Now, part-time workers, approximate annual salary first quarter, age 25 to 54. Black men make $15,000, almost $16,000 working part-time per year. Black women make $19,000 working part-time per year. Now, before black women celebrate, read this below. White women who work part-time earn more than white men. Relax, black women. Because I know this will be misinterpreted. Oh, man, but we make more than black men when we work part-time. So make sure you apply that to white men as well, okay? Because white women out earn them when they work part-time. Make sense? I know how these conversations go, man. Yeah, I've been here for a while. Hold on. So that's all I got. And this is where you can find this information for part-time workers right here. You guys see that? I'll leave that up there for a second. Cool. So let's continue making this case. Let's leave that right there. So these are the 5 basic marriage types. Wife is a sole breadwinner, which means the wife has positive earnings. Husband has no earnings. Wife is the primary, or wife is a sole breadwinner was the first one. My bad. Wife is a primary breadwinner. Wife earns more than 60% of the couple's combined earnings. And the husband has earnings, which essentially is part-time. Egalitarian marriage. Both the wife and the husband earn between 40 and 60% of the combined couple's earnings. Okay? So this is essentially the 50-50 dynamic. Husband is a primary breadwinner, which means the husband earns more than 60% of the couple's combined earnings and the wife has earnings. Husband is the sole breadwinner. The husband has positive earnings. Wife has no earnings. Okay? And I'm doing this for a reason. Hold on. Let's bring this up here. Move that right there. So I did this poll on the community post last night, and I asked, which marriage income dynamic do you think a single woman would prefer? And I said, A, husband makes $96,000 annually full-time, and the wife makes $30,000 annually part-time, or B, husband makes $70,000 annually full-time, and the wife earns no income. Stay at home, spouse or mother. The majority of you guys, 72% out of the 199 votes, said that women would prefer A, husband makes $96,000 annually full-time, and the wife makes $30,000 annually part-time. My platform is predominantly black men, so I'm going to assume that the majority of those votes came from black men. So let me speak to the black men real quick. So if you were one of the men that voted for $96,000 and you want to get married and you're at the age of 33, 33 and up, between 25 and 54, guess what? $96,000. You see how that works? So I let you guys set the standard so you know where you need to be if that's the type of relationship dynamic you want. Now, if you're not one of those guys, then you need to decide what type of marital income dynamic that you would like to provide for. Okay? So as of now, on my page, using that small anecdotal experience, 199 votes, you guys said the man should make $96,000 a year and the wife should work part-time, which essentially is her contributing something. Now, where did I get these figures from? Let me show you. So in that same report, in egalitarian marriages, wives and husbands tend to earn about $60,000 each, was essentially what black men make at between 25 and 54. However, you guys set the bar high. So this is what I was talking about, where you have to decide what type of marital income dynamic that you would like to provide for. And that's how you would vet to find your wife. And again, this is only starting out. Okay. You can always increase. So when the wife is the sole provider for all marriages, the wife earns $45,000, which means that the husband does not work. He doesn't get retirement. He doesn't get veterans, benefits. This is how much money she makes for the household, $45,000. Can you guys live off that? No. But when the wife is the primary provider, which means she earns more, over 60%, $88,000, the husband earns $35,000. This is essentially the wife working full-time, the husband working part-time. Egalitarian, $60,000 for the woman, $62,000 for the man. That is another marital income dynamic that you need to think about. When the husband is a primary provider, the wife earns $30,000, the husband earns $96,000. And then when the husband is the sole provider, he earns $70,000. The wife does not work, which is essentially a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home mother. Let me bring myself up here. So I talked about this before because we have a lot of guys trying to separate themselves from the pack, from the 50-50 conversation, saying that they provide 100% for their women. $70,000. That is the average for a man providing for his wife. Did I say $100,000, lady? No. Or did I say $100,000, ladies? No. $70,000. And to the men that's on social media flexing, my wife ain't never paid a bill. The average is $70,000. So one of y'all asses lying. Okay? So if your household is maintaining off of $70,000, congratulations. Don't act like you're a mover or shaker. And I'm talking directly to the men that think they're doing something or gaining favor with women by saying that they provide for the whole household. $70,000. Make sense? Bueller? Okay, that is the average. Now, the highest earning household income dynamic is when the husband is a primary breadwinner, which is more than $60,000, and that's the combined total of the household is $126,000. But when the wife is a primary breadwinner, it's $123,000. Okay, so when the husband works full time, the wife works part time. Those houses tend to make the most money. But you see, when the wife is the sole provider, $45,000. When the husband is the sole provider, that's $70,000, which is livable in a lot of states. Okay. And then let's go to the black community. So in the black community, the most popular, I would say the most popular marital income dynamic is when the husband is the primary or sole breadwinner. That is 40% of all black marriages. Coming in second, egalitarian, i.e. 50-50. 34% of all black marriages are 50-50. When the wife is the primary or sole breadwinner, it is 26%, which is the lowest. Now, the thing that the black community needs to focus on is that there's only one marital income dynamic where the wife does not work. And that is when the wife or the husband is the sole breadwinner. Every other dynamic works, which is why only 74% or 74% of all men and women in marriages work. Only 26% of women are afforded the opportunity to be stay-at-home wives or stay-at-home mothers. Okay? Now, I know you're looking at these figures and you're like, well, everybody else is higher. Yes, everybody else in their marital dynamics in regards to the husband being primary sole breadwinner, they are higher. I get that. However, the Black community has always worked and we have always been egalitarian, which is why these 50-50 conversations are stupid. Okay? Let's see here. All right. So now that we got that out the way, now you guys understand why we're having this live stream. So everything that I just showed you guys, men in particular, you guys need to figure out what type of marital income dynamic that you want to, fall into. Because like I said, the majority of men want to get married. It just is what it is. Now, I know I have a lot of guys that follow my channel and you like to comment. I took myself out of the dating market. I'm never getting married. I'm not talking to you. You are free to be here and listen to the conversation, but these are specific. This is specifically for the guys who say that they want to get married, but they're hesitant. And I'm just going to talk about some basics. I'm not giving you marital advice. Everybody's marriage is going to be different. Everybody's, person that they decide to settle down with, you guys are going to be different. So using me as some sort of barometer, it definitely won't work because what we do may be completely different than what you are going to decide to do when you get married. I'm not a marital coach. I'm not a relationship coach. I'm not a dating coach. I'm just sharing some of my most influential people talking about marriage and dating and, being a husband. And hopefully you guys can gain some knowledge from it. Okay. Just wanted to put that out there. So before we move on, let me get to the super chats. I know I missed a bunch of them. My bad, y'all. I was going. Lucid Experience. What up, though? He said, how's everyone doing? Appreciate it, brother. One of the members. Thank you, good brother. Thank you for coming up on Sunday. Truest Dude. $2 super chat said, like the stream, y'all, as you come in. Media Man, what up, though? Thank you for mentioning that. 76 folks in there. Please make sure you hit that like button. It's right there. Like and subscribe. Thank you. All right. Air Force Reek. $2 super chat said, what up, Media Man at chat? What up, though? Good to see you here. Gonna need your input. Air Force Reek $5 super chat said, man, I wish you could have done a review of the latest PTB. Definitely would have been a good one. Man, I still haven't seen it. I watched the one that we reviewed, and tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to review the Atlanta one, The Finest Game Show. So that came out on Sunday. I haven't watched it yet, so we're going to watch it together tomorrow night. So yeah, so we back on the Pop the Balloon, man. Let's see here. Oh, we got Mona D in the building. Thank you, Mona, for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So how'd y'all enjoy that breakdown? And like I said, throughout this live stream, you can start, if you're one of these single men that want to get married, you guys can start, breaking it down. Like, man, I make this much money at this age, so I need to get to this point. And like I said, the majority of men said they need to make $96,000 before they get married. And that's the reason why I asked that question, which is essentially when the husband is the primary breadwinner. You guys saw the figures. That is the most popular marital income category, okay? By what they say. And it's the highest earning. So that's actually good. So you're marked 96,000 for the guys who voted. Good on you. Okay? Let's see here. All right. Let me get this. This is going to be a fun show. Very fun show. So, like I said, we talked about leadership and, we started off the conversation like that, which is a joy always. I'm missing something real quick. Oh, here we go. Let me get this out of here. We almost good. Anytime I get to talk about Patrice O'Neal, it's always going to be a good show. You guys know that I've shared some of his videos before. So, that's why I like bringing him in, because his perspectives are different, but they apply. So And this is for the men. The only way that you should be able to lead a woman is if you're happy. Okay? If I'm not happy while leading that woman, then I don't need to be leading that woman. And it's only one person that can explain it the best way possible. Matter of fact, it's two people. And I'm going to show you one right here. Fair use, fair use. Y'all buckle up, because I'm going to have two contrasting different types of black men, and they got the same message. Watch how I do this. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. Here we go.
My happiness is paramount. When you see a happy woman, that means there's a miserable guy floating around. When you see a happy fucking guy, it's a happy woman. Because we have to keep them happy. And I'm like, this is not my job to fucking keep you happy. Oh, why don't you treat me like a queen? Yeah, I will. The king's bitch. That's who the queen is. that says it all.
That's the tremendous
Treat me like a queen. Okay.
You're the king's bitch.
That's what a queen is, the king's bitch. What women are.
Which is what?
As I generally don't like living in a world where being what a man is a horrible thing, and no matter what a woman is, it's a wonderful thing. This is what they're doing. They are the society. They're bringing men down, and women are up. But they don't understand women are getting their cue from men. Meaning, so if you're a woman and you're going, I want to be the most successful whatever I want to be, you're looking at the most successful man.
Let me just say this. This was recorded about 15, 16 years ago. This is one of Patrice O'Neal's last interviews. About 15, 16 years ago. Does the message apply in today's modern dating market, in today's world? Absolutely. You see what I'm saying? Patrice was ahead of his time, man. He knew.
You're competing mentally with men. I want to get the most. Women aren't going, I want to be. Why don't women think in terms of the king and queen system? It's a beautiful system. The system is, if I'm a man, okay, and I see a fucking bum woman, a woman has nothing, she's dumb, fucking, if I marry her, she's now the highest level she can be. She's the queen. You can't get higher than the queen.
Right.
It's a great position. Right. It's the baddest bitch in the land, but the queen is the king's bitch. But here's the reverse, and this is why these dominant women who can't find happiness is because the queen in the system, if it's just the queen, right, and the Queen of England is the queen because her father didn't have any sons, so he didn't have a king to take her, so she had to, his heir was a woman. So now she's the queen with no king. When she gets married, that guy is not the king. He's the queen's husband who doesn't get elevated to his highest position.
Right.
A man at his highest position helps a woman be at her highest position. A highest position woman who has a lower man can't be happy. It's nature. It's fucking nature. You're a shark, right? You're a fucking shark swimming around, and you're a man, and here's the female shark. What happens is you have to convince a woman that she should be a female version of that animal, as opposed to the 50-50 animal that she wants to be. So the fact that you're swimming around like, I'm eating motherfuckers. All right, bitch, come on. You eat what I hunt. You eat what I hunt and get. We both eat. You swim behind me in my motherfucking back stream or whatever fuck that is. Whatever male sharks do. Okay? Eventually female sharks go, I don't fuck this shit. I'm a shark too. But they're not a shark to anybody else except for penguins, seals, fucking walruses that are.
So what he's describing as penguins and seals are the beta men, the simps, the guys that y'all complain about, right? But those men are they're celebrated by women in the beginning, but in the back end of the relationship, Patrice O'Neal will explain what happens. Here you go.
Afraid of them. So when you come up swimming with your teeth like, right, what happens is they go, The penguin goes, oh, here comes a shark. And what you do, instead of eating your food, you grab it and you go, you know I can kill you, right? You know I have power over you, right?
I'm gonna date you
know, but
instead.
I'm going to let you live. And I'm going to put you on my back and I'm going to let you be this penguin who gets to... That's why a lot of pretty women hunt for, like, funny-looking dudes. And
So, and you guys hear this all the time. You know, when women get done with their type, they're always trying to come back to the good guys or whatever, or the nerds, as they say. And this is actually happening in real time. You seen what Tracy Ellis Ross is going through. She said that she enjoys dating younger men because they're more, I guess, accepting to certain things. Those are the type of penguins that Patrice O'Neal was talking about. Okay? Because she can't fathom the idea of swimming behind an alpha man, so to speak. Right? She wants to be the leader. And those penguins, those seals, allow her to be the leader. And she could talk about all these alternative things with these guys. They don't care. All they know is this woman has a lot of money. She's still somewhat in shape, even though she's older. And they're going to enjoy her company while they're there. You see this all the time. Okay, Patrice O'Neal, you knew what he was talking about. Let's continue.
fat dudes, that's why a lot of bitches catch up to me and they just lose. Because they look for fat motherfuckers that they can...
You know, I'm not a small dude. I'm just, I'm a big boy myself.
You're a fat dude? You fat or you big?
I'm big, I'm 6'6", 300.
You're a big motherfucker. So you're intimidating. And here's what they do: they look at you, right? And some little cutie pie thinks that she can control you with her cuteness because she's doing you a fucking favor. That's what a female shark does to her prey. And then she gets tired of swimming around with this fucking pussy ass penguin. So she goes back to the male shark with this newfound confidence that the penguin's been giving her, and the male shark still goes, all right, where you been, bitch? Let's go back to what we doing. Now, the only way that relationship can survive is if the woman shark submits to being a woman shark and says, okay, male shark, how do I be a shark? Because if you've been living your life, if you've been living your life, your whole life being a penguin chaser, you don't even have a fucking clue what it is to be a shark unless I teach you how to be one.
So, and this goes back to that point where I've seen a lot of men and women say that women will pick guys that they know that they're quote unquote better than, because they, have this sense of power. And that's why in the black community, a lot of our women, they like dating men who are incarcerated. And this is not me saying this. I did a whole study about this. Women are very vocal on TikTok, if you guys don't know that. Women who date prisoners, they got a whole section of them on TikTok where you can listen to them in their stories. It's even women on there that I did videos on where they were being artificially inseminated by guys who are in prison, because the men who are in prison don't have anything but time. So they can sit there on the phone when they have time or whatever, and they can make that woman a priority, tell her how good she looks. So that's why a lot of those women like dealing with those incarcerated men, because they have some sense of a sort of power over those guys. Okay? So this is what Patrice is describing, essentially. Let's continue.
Now, here's what this girl did. She left you because she was tired of being a bitch shark. She wants to leave. Right now, she's fucking a penguin.
She's on
Don't
hiatus.
you worry about
She's
it.
on hiatus.
She's with some seals.
She is not.
She's with a couple of fucking walruses, and she's like, she's partying, and all the penguins and walruses going, go shark, go shark,
go shark.
But when she comes back to you, you go, all right, you finished, bitch? Now back to shark business.
Yeah, shout out to Patrice O'Neal, rest in peace. So we heard Patrice O'Neal, and later in the show, I want you guys to remember exactly what he said, because the message is going to come from a different person, but it's going to be completely different. However, what they're saying is the same thing, and you guys are going to see it. It's going to be great. But before we get to the unemployment rates, based off of what I just ran down and listening to Patrice O'Neal, I feel it's only right that I talk to you all for a second in regards to what we just heard. So, ladies, I just want to let y'all know The days of a man providing and dying for the sake of the marriage, they're gone. Okay? Back in the day when women weren't, having sex before marriage, essentially that was all that was required. Men thought, if I want sex, I have to get married. And if I want kids, I have to have sex. Will you marry me? That's how it went. Today, if I want to have sex, all I need is $40, a full beard, and some swag. So if the men who are marriage-minded can get sex with no commitment, they now require more, which leads me to this live stream. If you consider yourself a marriage-minded man, that doesn't mean shit unless you're in a position to be a husband right now, okay? And before any of you niggas say some shit like, well, what about building with the man when he's young? Fuck your building. The average black man's first marriage is 33, and the average black woman is 32. So you better have your shit together by that age if you consider yourself marriage-minded, okay? And before y'all asses get upset, remember, seeing the world as it is and not how it should be, right? Yeah, that RP shit came back to bite y'all in the ass, huh? Pause. And to the ladies listening and cheering, shut up, because you next. Marriage-minded men require more than sex these days. And when I say require more, 3 times out of 4, this includes your money. Yes, ladies, you will work. And especially if you're a black woman, but not for the reasons that you may think. It's not because some of you don't qualify to be fully provided for. It's because y'all won't shut your fucking mouths about how much money you make. So if all of you are making all of this money and you think that it's going to go towards savings, vacations, investments, and your husband pays all the bills, fuck you, pay me. If that's not true, and according to the statistics it's not true, then it's going to require y'all to admit that you need a husband to lead you to a better lifestyle. And moving forward, anytime you hear a black woman or Tyler Perry say that black women are making more money than black men, I better see each and every one of y'all asses in the comment section saying, Tyler Perry, you a motherfucking lie. Media Man told us that if we keep saying that we're financially doing better than black men, then all men are going to require us to pay. So if you all continue perpetuating this lie about earning more money than black men, all men are going to make your asses prove it. Okay? And yes, I said all men. If you're one of these women who think that white, Asian, Hispanic women are all stay-at-home wives and they don't work, stay tuned so I can crush all of your hopes and dreams, because we're going to talk about it. Okay? So I wanted to say that so y'all can get the message before we even get into anything else. If I ever see another black woman on social media saying that you earn more than black men, you will work. Okay? Until I see y'all asses correcting these dumbass people on social media, the ones that I played in the lead into this live stream, then we gonna make y'all asses work. And none of that foolery talking about, oh, investing in bullshit. You ain't doing none of that. Okay? We ain't got time for this foolery, man. Black community in shambles, and I'm gonna show you how much y'all, black women, y'all in shambles right now, man. Y'all have it, it's a conversation going on about the statue. We talked about it briefly, but it's funny. What I don't understand about this statue conversation is before that was, erected, it seemed like black women were fine with being overweight, obese, whatever, because y'all champion each other on social media every day. But I see y'all arguing amongst each other about this statue. I'm like, this is confusing to me. Because, and I know it has to be confusing to the plus size women, because y'all spend all damn day defending them, saying you look good in that dress or you look good in them pants, even though they spilling out. And they like, well, why y'all got a problem with the statue? You just told me that I look good. It's contradicting to them. And this conversation really has nothing to do with black men. So that's why I kind of stay out of it, because I see black women going, at each other about this statue, but I'm confused. Y'all are the ones saying that plus size women are cool. So what's the problem? I don't understand it. Let me see here. HVAC Man $5 super chat said, "Yep, married men / healed men definitely require more. That red pill mess then ran its course." Yeah, man, and like I said, it's and I'm only talking to the guys that want to get married. Trust me, sex, you can get that. That's out here. We already discussed this. Women may lie and say that no, they don't do this or do that on social media, brother. The dating market will let you know. Okay, sex is out there. But as far as marriage, yes, they're going to require more. And ladies, I hope you don't think that these men going to discard your asses if you're not wife material. You're going to be useful to the group. Because the first time that you say that you ain't going to cook for this man or you ain't going to clean for this man, but you busting it wide open, then that's what you will be used for. Okay? And if that hurts, what you need to do? Change. It's that simple. But yes, you will be useful to the group. You will not be discarded. That man will find, especially the guys who qualify for sex early. Trust me, I was one of them. Because if I take a woman out on a date for the first time, second time, I'm already sneaking in. She already invested. She ain't got no choice but to act right. And if she don't, get the fuck out. It's that simple. If your attitude turns on after the honeymoon phase, which is after we sneak in, that was your fault. And I'm gonna highlight that once I'm kicking your ass out my door. And that's how a lot of these men are moving. And that's why y'all doing all these damn story times on TikTok complaining. Oh man, he left me. What did you do? Did you start being an asshole after he hit? We know. And good men, the guys who got their stuff together, they ain't gonna put up with that foolery. All these stories that y'all hear on social media is from men who are betas. Only beta men put up with women who are angry or combative. In my house, you really think that a man who got his shit together going to allow a woman to come into his house and cause chaos? Y'all stupid. Y'all have a lot to learn about men who got their stuff together. They ain't going to go the way you think it is. Shit crazy, man. HVAC Man $5 super chat said, as someone in the gym, I expect black women to lose weight. No excuses. Y'all want healed men. Here y'all go, ladies. They not playing. Yeah, man, and it ain't even requiring. You just go for those women. Though the other women just get discarded with good men with intentions. So the only reason why we have these conversations and women are abreast to what we talk about is because we're on social media. Because before this, trust me, before I got married, I moved exactly how I wanted to move on the dating market. Nobody had to know. So I'm just a guy on social media. The majority of dudes ain't got to tell you shit. They ain't got to tell you their preferences. They ain't got to tell you that they want fit women. They just gonna go for them women. And then you're gonna be crying on social media, man, I went out with my friends and I'm the only plus size woman and I didn't get no attention. They always talking to my friends. We know. Now go get a sandwich. God forgive me for that. That'll be that. Rich Turner, $10 super chat said, the Lord knew I needed to be raised as a Southern Baptist, considering the marriage numbers you read earlier. In theory, I should be wilding. That's funny. Thank you for that super chat. Drop that bomb. Show sponsor. Let's see here. Lucid Experience 499 super chat says, since we're talking about guys wanting to be married, I saw a short from Jason Wilson. I'd like you to review a short from Jason Wilson. I'll check it out. Cool. Thank you. Let's see here. All right. Got that. Cool. Okay. So let's get to the hot topic, of today's social media. I seen that this was sent to me on Black Millionaires. It's a Facebook or Instagram page. And I already had this queued up because we're going to discuss finances here very shortly, are the unemployment rates by state. But this was very telling. And if you guys missed the lead in, I played my previous video in January where I said that in 2025, Black men were going to increase their annual earnings. And I also told black women to be mindful because in 2024, they ended the year earning less than Hispanic men, which is very rare. Okay. So I said, moving forward, y'all need to make sure that you got secure, steady jobs. You need to make sure that you're not taking any unnecessary risk because it could be all bad moving forward, which leads us to the unemployment numbers. And I'm going to show you guys. It's crazy. So this was on Black Millionaires. It said U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, April jobs report shows black women lost 106,000 jobs last month, the highest rate of unemployment among all workers. That was only in 1 month. Okay, guys. So black women, I pray this is your heads up. But in that same report, you know what I do over here? I highlighted the good that what it came of it of black men. Black men 20 years and over, employment increased plus 48,000 and unemployment declined minus 55,000. And look at this, guys. Black men fared better than others, indicating possible hiring traditionally male-dominated sectors: construction, warehousing, and transportation. Did not just do a video of a young black woman trying to shame men about skilled trades. Not even a week later, this report comes out. You see how that works? You see how God works? Black men, just keep pushing. I got you. You know I'm going to find the information. I got you. Just did that video. How ironic. And, of course, you just don't read the headlines like this. You got to do the research for yourself, guys. So this was actually from the report, and I actually have it up. I'll put the link in the description here. So this is what it said for black women 20 years and older. This was a key finding. Unemployment increased by 106,000, the largest rise of any subgroup. Unemployment rate surged from 5.1 to 6.1%, a full percentage point increase, outpacing men and youth. Employment dropped by 38,000 despite an increase in labor force participation, plus 68,000. This suggests new entrants to the labor force are not finding jobs, and this has exacerbated joblessness for black women. And they just put a still shot of the BLS unemployment rates for black men and black women. For black men, 20 years and over, like I said, the unemployment increased, unemployment decreased. Unemployment rate fell from 6.1 to 5.6%. This segment fared better than others, indicating a possible hiring in traditionally male-dominated sectors, so on and so forth, okay? So those numbers, and let me get you guys the link so you can check it out for yourself. It's a pretty interesting read. And I'm also going to give you this is what it looks like, so you guys can take a look at it for yourselves. There it is right there. So likely causes behind black women's unemployment spike. So this is very serious, guys. Hold on. This is for you guys. So do the research for yourself, because they have other races in there as well, and you guys can see how these things go. So here, I want you guys to check. Man, that's small. But so this, you see that orange right there in the middle? That's actually black men. So in January 2025, black men's unemployment rate was 6.9%. Just 2 months later, or 3 months later, in April 2025, black men's unemployment rate is 5.6%. That is a 1.4% decrease. That's actually crazy. Okay? I mean, Lord. And then you see right there in the purple, that is April 2025 for black women, 6.1%. And this is the whole summary overview. And this is just directly from the BLS report. I'm going to give you guys that as well. Here you go. So you won't believe, don't believe me. because I could be lying, right? And they have, all the key points right here. Industries affected, retail and hospitality. These sectors typically employ a higher share of Black women, which I told you guys in our breakdown of the economic system. You guys remember that live stream? Retail and hospitalities. Healthcare support roles often seen as stable, but recent reimbursement rate changes, union disruptions, or burnout may be contributing to the layoffs. So it's right there. Georgia, especially Atlanta, large Black population, high share in retail and health sectors. So there goes Atlanta again. So there's a lot of Black women living in Atlanta, and they work in retail, and they also, work in health sectors. You guys see this all the time. So there's a trend here, and I want Black women to pay attention to this. Not only my job isn't just simply to protect the Black male ethnic image. I care about the Black community, even though sometimes that care isn't shared over here, but I'm gonna still do what I need to do to help my sisters out. And I still call them my sisters regardless. Okay. So y'all need to pay attention to this. And in your, sectors of YouTube and social media, start having these discussions and stop using this goddamn excuse. Man, I was so pissed off reading the comments under that Black millionaires post. Every Black woman kept saying the reason why Black women's unemployment rate dropped is because all of those Black women left the workforce and became entrepreneurs. Can y'all take some accountability, bro? God damn. Forgive me, Lord, for saying that, but are y'all serious? Lord have mercy. Seriously. This is insane. Every woman, because they left the workforce and became entrepreneurs. Do y'all know that the average business that a Black woman starts, it doesn't make it to 5 years, and the average earnings is about $24,000. Okay, and honestly, and I covered this. Some of it is to not your fault, because the funding isn't there for the Black community as a whole. So typically, what hinders Black women in their businesses is that, first of all, they have to use their own money to fund them, because if they were getting those loans, that funding, and they could borrow from some companies, which is what Goldman Sachs is trying to do. I know y'all seen that report a while back. Then it will be a better shot at that business and thriving. And then also one of the other reasons why Black women's businesses don't work is because you guys tend to open businesses in the same markets, like beauty, retail, so on and so forth. Okay. It's that simple. And then third thing that hinders Black women's businesses is that you guys typically have other jobs while building those businesses. Typically, when you build a business with employees, that's going to be your primary source of income. For Black women, it's not that. You guys have to fund it, but you also still have to work a 9 to 5, so to speak. And this is not me saying this. You can find all this information out on the Goldman Sachs report. The Chase, Chase do one as well? The Goldman Sachs report explains this all. I covered this a while back. Okay, so this is not me spitballing. You can find everything that I just said within that report. And I'm actually linking into this once I clip this up. So I'm trying to help y'all. If you ain't noticing, I'm trying. Let's see if it worked. But let me get these super chats real quick. Let's see here. Erroneous E. $5 super chat said, got to throw something in the pot. Medium man cooking. Appreciate that, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you for that support. And also Air Force Rick $5 super chat said, I asked some older Black men at my job if their wives makes them sleep on the couch when she's mad. They looked at me like I was crazy. Yeah, that's some movie shit, bro. In my house, I'm sleeping on it. Please. That's some movie shit. Let's see. Quiz Cortez $5 super chat. What up, though? Said the easiest way to get through times like this is marriage, family, and communities. Black men and Black women need to create a strong family unit again, brother. That's what I've been talking about this whole live stream. Oh man. Quay said, seriously, I never knew that. Which part? Which part? I actually linked. I don't have time to be scrolling to find my video, but yeah, I broke this down, man. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Goldman. Where the hell is that? Damn. Oh, wait. I got the live stream here, but I know I did some breakout videos of it. If not, I'm going to have to go back and do that. Here, I'm going to give y'all the link to my live stream where I covered all of this. One second. Where the hell is it? Oh, here it is. There you go. So yeah, so I covered this a while back on a full live stream. It is actually, if I didn't do one of those videos, I'll definitely do that. So yeah, man, this is like I said, not all of it is Black women's fault. They are trying to, become entrepreneurs, but they just don't have the funding. You know what I'm saying? The capital, all that, they don't have it. And it's not available. Not the way that we thought with the Goldman Sachs, was it $100 million or something like that? Some crazy amount of money that they were supposed to give Black women to start businesses. But they actually had to do a follow-up to the issues that they were having, and they're the issues that I just mentioned. So that's what it is. So let's look at the unemployment rates for your states. Matter of fact, while I'm pulling this up, let me know what states y'all in so we can take a look at it while we're here. I hook y'all up. So this is the state unemployment rates. This is what the map looks like real quick, guys. And this is the state unemployment rates by race and ethnicity and overall 2025. So the darker the state, that means the unemployment rate is greater than 5%. Okay. So you can see right here in DC, it's greater than 5%. Kentucky, California, Nevada, and Michigan. Okay. The lighter the color, it's less than 2.7%. Okay. So I see some, what is that? Oklahoma. Let's see Oklahoma. So this is actually the full unemployment rates by state. I see Oklahoma first. Damn, this is going to be tough for Black. Do y'all want, I'll do the Black community. Let's start right. And this is the third line. So Oklahoma. The unemployment rate for Oklahoma is 4.4%. For the Oklahoma, for erroneous E. In Texas, the unemployment rate is 6.5%. That's crazy. You guys see that right there. And then what we got next? Connecticut. Let's go back up. For Connecticut, it's 4.7%. I see Florida, 5.6% for Black folks. I got Texas. Georgia, for Black folks, it's at 5%, right on the dot. And then South Carolina, right there, 6.9%. Wow, that's high. 6.9% for South Carolina. Michigan is 10%. Lord have mercy. Lord, who lives in Michigan? Who's that said Michigan? Mona and HVAC man. Mona and HVAC man. 10% for the Black community. My God. Wonder if that has to do with, I know Detroit has been struggling for a while. Goodness gracious. That is a lot. Michigan. Yeah, Pooh man. Man, you got to start looking at that. Lord, shout out to y'all. That's sad. Jesus. We got Alabama. Alabama is 4.3%. That's actually pretty low. That's good. What else did I have? And this right here was, they just show the changes in the unemployment rates from 2020 to 2025. So yeah, so you guys can check that out. This is actually on the BLS report. Just type in unemployment rates by state. I just took a snapshot so you guys could check this out while we were on unemployment. So yeah, Mona said we're going through it. Thankful for my good job. Yeah, damn, man, I did not know that. 10%. Goodness gracious. Sheesh. All right. So, okay. So remember, we just watched Patrice O'Neal. You heard his message. Now we get to this is gonna be funny. I know some folks like, man, why are we listening to church stuff and preaching and all this type of stuff? But Dr. Miles Monroe, he was actually a pastor, best-selling author. I have a couple of his books. He was a motivational speaker, had huge influence on millions of Christians around the world, man. Unfortunately, he actually died in a plane crash, I believe in 2014. He died in a plane crash along with his wife, Ruth, and his daughter, Charissa, and members of his Bahama Faith Ministries. Yeah, it's just sad, you know, rest in peace to Dr. Miles Monroe. And he, you know, it was some controversy, you know, in September, I believe, of 2014. He stirred controversy at home following it was a gay pride event. And he had some statements in regards to, you know, entitled homosexuality phobia or principle or something like that, where people, you know, were mad at him for saying that message. And remember, around 2014, between 2013, 2016, that was a large push to push, you know, the LGBTQ population. So he had ruffled some feathers, you know, around that time. But regardless of that, Dr. Miles Monroe, man, I mean, he explains things like to the, you know, so the lay person such as myself can understand them. So today it is absolutely my pleasure to present to you guys some of my favorite videos of him. And it's not just of him, it's actually animated. And that's why I was like, this is going to be amazing to discuss. And since we're talking about husbands, we're going to start with that, you know, defining the husband. So you guys, you know, men, you will definitely enjoy this. And women, please stay tuned, listen to it. This could definitely help you out. So again, you know, Dr. Miles Monroe, he did an amazing job. And this is actually a video from his company. It's called Monroe Global. And they actually put these videos out. And yeah, over millions of subscribers, millions of views. The dude is amazing. Dante Bryan, what up, though? $5 super chat said, brother Double M. Thank you. Peace and blessings. What up, though? Good to see you here, good brother. So, yeah, so let's check it out. Defining the husband. You guys will definitely enjoy this. Let's get to it.
I want you to write the word husband down. We got to be careful with this. I was looking at this word the other day, and I realized that the power of a man in the family is the key to the family. Matter of fact, the word husband is from two words put together. Write them down. It's the word house bond. One who bonds the house together. If you are the husband, your job is like glue. You're supposed to glue the whole family together. You are responsible for gluing the family together. You are the house-born. That's why they call you a father. The word father is the Hebrew word Abba. It means source and sustainer. Not just the sauce, you got to sustain what you're sauced. Yeah. That's my baby. Good. Are you paying for the school of that baby?
Now, did you hear what he said? That's my baby. Are you paying for the school for that baby? Remember, this is a Christian man, and he's telling y'all, money first, money first. So let's just stop with this conversation about love. Yes, love is a bonus. Back in the day, that you could probably lead with that. But in today's modern dating market, you got to have these ducats, man. I'm sorry. Okay? We understand each other. So let's not downplay the importance of money in marriages. It is necessary. I'm not telling you how much, but on my page, it seems like y'all set the bar high at $96,000 for the men. Okay? Let's continue. Listen to the message.
Are you feeding that child? Oh, by the way, did you know that women are your baby too? God did not take women from the soil. He went inside the male and pulled out a female. That's what I like about God. In other words, the male came out of the male, but he built the male to make it a female. So a real female is a female because she has a womb to carry the fetus. You are a female if you got a fetus capacity.
Y'all catch that? He's good. He's a slick one. He's a slick. That's why they was mad at him. He's good.
So you can break your wrists, wear your earrings, have a ponytail, but if you ain't got no womb, you are a brother.
You see that? He's good. I sneak that in there. Dr. Miles Monroe, man. Look at the picture. Hey, yo. He's good.
Your job is to sustain your baby. The woman came out of man, not man out of woman. Paul was clear. That means the female in your life is your baby. That's why it's natural for a man to call his wife baby. It's in your genes. She's your baby. That means you must feed her, clothe her, protect her, counsel her, provide for her. Feed.
You hear all that? Men, like I said, you guys, the guys that say that they are marriage minded and you want to be husbands, you have a large responsibility. Feed her, clothe her, protect her, counsel her, provide for her. A lot of responsibility, man, and that's something that you have to think about, okay? Because remember, you're going to have somebody in the house walking around with you 24/7. Ain't no spending no weekends no more, you know, with the woman in that honeymoon phase, enjoying each other's company like I used to. And then you run off and do your own thing. No. She right there. Get used to it. So you better like that woman. And I'm not saying love. I'm talking about like, you like seeing her face. You like being around her when it ain't nothing going on. And y'all can just chill. Because like I said, there's going to be a lot of those days. Every day is not going to be a jet setter lifestyle. No, this even applies to the men who are rich or the men who are, well off. You're not going to be on jets and planes and, going to the Bahamas and Fiji and Bali every day. Nah, y'all going to be sitting right at home. So you better find a good show to watch together or something. So I'm trying to help y'all out, man. Mona, you hear that, Jason Lee? I saw that, Mona, I don't know if you did a video or you're doing a video about that. I saw that. He's been talking crazy about women for a while, but, homosexual men get a pass. Jason Lee been talking wild about women for a long time, and he's always been able to thrive in those female-led spaces because a lot of women give them passes to say whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, the old saying goes, the only people that can tell black women something is a homosexual man or, a white boss. But Jason Lee been doing that for a while. So I was like, hey, there ain't nothing. I got nothing to do with that. Dante Brian, $2 super chat said, in other words, embrace monotony. You gonna have to. I'm sorry, man. I mean, especially more people are working from home now. You remember all them marriages that failed during CV times in 2020? Yeah, people was partnering, but they also was getting divorced because people had to be around their significant other for the whole day. Usually you get a break. You know what I'm saying? You go off and you go to work, you play with your work husband or your work wife, and then you come back to your wife and everything seemed fresh. They was in the house mingling together. Who ate all the crackers? And now y'all got to see each other 24/7. And a lot of people figured out we just not compatible. Or I don't like your ass. So you better make sure you like that woman. All right. Let's get to it. Fair use.
You got to do everything for her. Why? She's your baby. No, all you want is sex. That's your problem. The house should be bonded together by the house bond. The family is like a business corporation.
There it is. That business.
The father is the president. The wife, vice president. The children, the board members. Neighbors, clients.
Hey, so let me move this this overlay real quick. I see my logo is cutting this off. So yeah, so you guys see president, vice president. You know how the family, the household dynamic, God, husband, wife, kids, right? This is essentially what he's saying. But in today's modern dating market, I've heard a lot of women, black women, say that they don't subscribe to that. And I think essentially that's what Tracy Ellis Ross wants. She wants both of y'all to be God or whatever she believe in, husband, wife together. And then, no kids because she's a little older now, but yeah, on level playing field. I mean, it's wild, man. Here we go.
Now, look at those words carefully. You are what? The president. That means you preside. You don't own or control. You preside.
Okay, now, guys, you hear it? You see? You preside. But watch this.
Over the house. Who's your wife? Vice president. That means you don't act without getting advice from your wife as well. Oh, I'm in trouble now. See?
You hear that? And I want men to pay close attention to that. I've said this multiple times. Never let your wife or your girlfriend get to why, if you can help it. It's not just this whole alpha beat on your chest. You're going to do what I say you're going to do, woman. No. Be a respectful man and let your wife in on the decisions that you have to make as, in your household. Because in certain areas, your wife is probably going to be more educated than you. And I've used myself as an example. I know how to save money. My wife knows how to grow money. There's a huge difference. Okay? That makes sense? So it'll be stupid of me to beat on my chest if I get a bonus and I'm sitting there, okay, I'm going to do this with it. No, I'm going to, consult with her. Hey, what you think we should do? You know what I'm saying? It got to do with fitness, nutrition, public health, medical shit. She come to me. Can I take this? You know what I'm saying? Is this good? That's why I'm here. So there's going to be certain areas that she's going to be, subject matter expert in, and you would just be stupid not to keep her involved. And also when you have to explain something about the house, consult with her. What you think about this? It's not saying that you're giving her, complete autonomy over making the decision, but you need to keep her involved. So that's one thing that I really don't like about some of these spaces, man. They don't describe they don't explain these types of situations in the household. Your wife absolutely has a say. If not, and I'm probably sure your marriage is piss poor. Okay? God, dog. I got to keep saying it. Dante Bryan $5 just said it's crazy to think the same women that expect us to die for them expects us to be equal. It's funny. All right, let's continue.
And your children are on what? The board. That means you inform them of what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Black community got to get out of that. You got to break that generational curse. You're going to do it because I said you could do it. You're going to do it. You could tell your kids, man, if you got time, cool. You build up that trust with your wife, your kids, and then when it's time, when you don't have time to explain, then they're already going to do it. I mean, it's just a common courtesy, man. You could apply this to your work life as well. If you're a manager or a director, you do the same thing, okay?
If you're going to burn the house together, it has to be a corporate effort. Management of the home is the greatest test of a man's leadership. What did I say?
Fellas, y'all agree? Put in the chat. Management of the home is the greatest test of a man's leadership. And this is only a question for the men who want to get married. I understand y'all may think different if that's not your goal. But before, you know, I used to think that about the military. But yeah, managing a house, yeah, it's tough. Let's see here. Truest dude, $5 super chat. Why did that not come up? Hold on one second. Told my wife I was thinking about buying a new TV because my channels wouldn't load. She told me try a Roku device first and it worked. She saved me $500. Yeah, man. Consult with her. That's what she's here for.
Can't hear you. Say it again. Management of the home is the greatest test of a man's leadership. That's why the Apostle Paul says, look, if you want to come into God's house and sit in this pulpit, he said, first you must manage your own home well. Mm-hmm. There's some men who want to build the house of God, but they can't build their own house. There are men who counsel other people's kids but lose their own kids. Some men spend more time with other women than with their wives.
Uh-oh.
And they call it counseling.
Uh-oh. What kind of counseling y'all doing over there? What's going on? Yo. You counseling,
y'all don't get
all
quiet
right.
on me because I'm going to walk right down there and talk to some of y'all.
Mm-hmm. He said he going to walk right down there and point somebody out. What you doing over there? You sneaking in?
There are wives who need to make an appointment to see their husband.
Uh-oh. Now this goes into the high value conversation. You know, and in certain aspects, I get it. The guy is busy. If you want a man who's a high earning guy and he a mover and shaker, yes, he's gonna be busy. But some effort has to be there with the husband. Okay?
Is your wife one of them? She wants to see you. You haven't talked to her for months. You are the manager of that home. And this is why it's important for you as a man to understand that the family is your most sacred responsibility.
Man, all right. So that was the first video, man. I enjoyed that one. So yeah, so we kind of get an overview. And again, guys, Dr. Miles Monroe is just one guy where you could take advice from. I'm pretty sure you can go on other channels and they may have a different message. I'm just sharing it with you guys because I always enjoyed Dr. Miles Monroe's sermons because they were easy to understand. So that's why I'm bringing it here to my live stream. So again, this is not to be debated. And I heard somebody else say this. You can find somebody that you may align with, but this is what I align with. And I felt it was necessary to share with you guys, especially the dudes. Okay. So did I miss any super chats? And thank y'all for being here. We got 126 folks in here. Greatly appreciate it. So let's see here. Cool. Okay, I got everything. We can move on to the key dating advice. Yes, Dr. Miles Monroe covered dating as well. It's going to be good. So let's get to it. We can burn it through. I want to, we have to get you. It's going to be not a short show, but it's going to be a reasonable show because I know we got the playoffs going on. So let's get to it. Fair use.
When you read the first marriage in history, it's found in the Constitution of our country. Section Genesis, subsection 2, Article 24. Here's what it says. First of all, it says, God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden. The word Eden is a complicated word in Hebrew. The concepts in Aramaic and Hebrew, very complicated. It's not referring to like a garden with trees, even though I'm sure they were probably in that environment. It's referring to order. The word Eden, and my book out there will explain this book on praise and worship. I think they might have it in the bookstores here.
Hey, yo, I'm glad I bring over Money, Cash, and Queese. What y'all arguing about, man? All I see is y'all going back and forth. What did I say about 96,000? We got a little time. Let's see here. Oh, this what you're talking about? Money, Cash, he's wrong about the etymology of husband and father. Women call men babies too. Brother, let's not do this, man. I just explained why I'm sharing this information. Chill out. God dog. Why are we doing the yeah, but argument? I thought only women did that. Like the, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but bro, we know women call men baby. Stop. What are we doing? And then 96 is not necessary to be married. This is all right, bro. You got to go. You wouldn't hear, obviously, you wouldn't hear when the live stream first started. You are trolling. This is stupid. You're a grown man on somebody's live stream talking like this. It ain't about 90. Let me stop, man. God, didn't I just say, Lord have mercy. All right, let's continue. Sweet Christmas. Let's continue. Okay, Dante, Brian 2000 just said husband actually means Lord. Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Lord of the matter. Thank you, brother. Let's get to it.
Very important. The word Eden means spot. It means delightful spot. It means open door. It's a complicated word. It's a spot on the earth where, for the moment, God has an open door from heaven on earth. That's where God put the man in his presence. So that's why we can't find Eden today. Eden is not a place, it's an environment. No archaeologist can find Eden. Why? It's an atmosphere. It's the presence of God.
Fair use.
When man sinned, the Bible says God drove man from the garden of the atmosphere. Atmosphere went back up to heaven. But when God made the first male, he put him in this presence. The first thing God gave the man was his presence. Eden. So the first thing a man needs is not a woman. Are you listening to me, brothers? The most important thing a man needs, a male needs, is the presence of God. And a woman should meet you in the presence of God.
Now, this is only for the people who believe in this, okay? I know we have a lot of people that think differently, but this is essentially for, Christian folks, okay? Let's continue.
Some women amaze me. They leave the presence of God, go in the bush to find a brother, and then try to drag him back to the presence. Come on, you're going to come, brother. Oh, yes.
Don't do that. You cannot do that. A woman cannot lead a man into typically, you know what I'm saying? You can't lead a man into believing. He got to come to that on his own.
You will. Eve meant Adam in Eden. And then the next thing God told the male, one simple word. Genesis 2 verse 15. Work.
Work. Going back to what? Money. A man must work to earn money, to protect and provide for his household. There it is again. Okay. Let's continue.
Can I say it again? Work. God gave man work before woman. All right, everybody say work before woman. That means a man needs a job before he gets a woman.
Work. Look, hey, look at the two people they use. They use a hard-working black man and a little white woman. I know some of y'all brothers like that. Dr. Umar watching. Work.
God's priorities are very clear. The third thing God told the man, Genesis 2:15, he says cultivate. Cultivate means to bring out the best in everything around you, to maximize the potential of everything around you, to make everything fruitful. He only said that to the male. That's why God will never give a male a finished woman.
Listen to this. And I'm going to explain something after this. God will never give a man a finished woman, guys. I know y'all be looking for perfection out here. Let's get to it. Fair use.
Oh boy, that went over your head. The male was created by God to create what he wants. The woman you're looking for, brother, doesn't exist. She's in your head. Your job is to take the raw material you married and cultivate it into the woman in your head. Too much for you. So if you've been married for 20 years and you still don't like the product you get, that's your fault.
Y'all hear that? So if you see, every time, and I joked around about this a long time ago when I first started this live stream, where when I was trying to get advice from married folks, especially married men, they would always start with like, yeah, you know, it's a struggle, you know, sometimes it's going to be good or bad. You know, you may wake up one day and you don't want her there. You know, she going to do this and do that. But I love her though. Just seems so miserable. And I said, man, married folks got to do a better job of explaining the best parts of marriage instead of leading with all of the negatives. But then you start to realize that if the man is responsible for the household, which is what Dr. Miles Monroe is saying, and he's still complaining about his woman 20 years, 20 years later, yes, the marriage has lasted, but he's miserable. And that's not a good thing. Okay? Some people rely on the fact that they've been married for so long that gives them some merit or credit, especially in these spaces. But we don't know what's been going on in your household. So to put people on a certain pedestal because they have longevity in a marriage and then try and knock somebody down because they only been married for 1 or 2 years, how you know that's the right move? How you know you're supposed to be listening to that person just because they got skin in the game longer than this person? You don't. Okay? So let's continue. Remember that.
Jesus Christ is a real man. He's a real man. A real man. Jesus Christ has a wife, a woman, beautiful woman. Her name is Ecclesia. He said about his wife, he says, husband, love your wife like I love my wife. Now you can tell us how to do it. He says, you wash her with the word. Then you remove every spot, every wrinkle, every blemish, and present her to yourself. Oh. That's mine. I did that. See that? That's my baby.
That's my baby. He explained that his wife. Let me get this real quick on him. My bad. HJ man, $5 super just said exactly, and I wish these married black men would just be quiet like dude, probably sitting there 30 years miserable. Yeah, and that's my whole point is that we don't know, man. And that's why I don't, necessarily talk about what I got going on in my house, because that's not going to help you guys in your marriage. If you have certain, basic questions, okay, yeah. But as far as like me saying this is how you should be and this is how your household should be ran, bro, no. Everybody's marriage is different. And that's all I'm saying. Some things going to be the same. Y'all get married. It is what it is. You live in the same house. But after that, bro, we all different. It's just simple. But In regards to this point, when Dr. Miles Monroe was saying that you will never get a finished woman, it's essentially the discussions that we have in these spaces. And that's why I introduced the 80-20. When we talk about, we used to do the reviews, or we still do the reviews of the Pop the Balloon, but I used to try and get, the guy's mind to start thinking in a more logical way. Because what I've noticed is a lot of men, when they describe women, they want a woman who's is perfect. And you're not going to find that. Yes, she may have done all the necessary work, healing, whatever. But once you get with her, it's your job to make her a little bit better to where she fits your program. You guys have heard of this before, okay? So I just want you guys to start understanding that in the real world, you got to be logical when selecting a woman. Yes, you can have your deal breakers. I'm not telling you to stray away from that. What I am saying is that sometimes you may have to not necessarily overlook things, but see if you can improve those things. If you get married to this woman that is essentially almost everything that you want. Okay? Have your preferences. That's cool. Have your standards, your deal breakers. Again, perfectly fine. But you're not going to find a perfect woman. All right? And me and William K. Jones was talking about this, where when I started to try and do the dating show, I asked you guys, what type of women do you want on the show? And you guys gave me a whole list. And I tried to go off that list when I was selecting these women. And the guys, when they were sending me women, I was like, okay, I'm going to stay true to this list of what you guys said in the chat. And I quickly realized that it's not a lot of those women on social media, especially with the naked part, which is why I said that I had to dial it down a little bit and say, okay, cool. If a woman is going to be naked on social media, then just make sure she's naked in the right places. On vacation, in the gym with some spandex, and we could accept that. But today, women are trying to monetize everything. And the best way that they can do that is to show a little bit of skin. And honestly, that may be a good woman. But if I disqualify her for the show, just because she in the gym with a tube top on and some spandex, then that may not be the right move, because she's not going to be perfect. Now, I can tell the difference between a woman, that's selling sex and, half naked in the wrong places. But yeah, you just have to compromise. You got to, 80-20 it. That's simply what I'm talking about, man. Okay? So nobody perfect. Let's see here. Dante Bryan Fighters just said, so if we don't get a finished product and we have to mold a woman, doesn't that mean she has to be a little bit younger? I mean, for you, it may be. Because, we know that when a woman is a little bit older, she's not necessarily willing to change. And the same thing goes for guys. But when you're selecting a woman, you may want to consider that. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of men date younger women, because they're not necessarily set in their ways as an older woman. Women won't understand this. They just think that men, when they're selecting wives, is just because, you want to control that young woman. And you, like I said, we only have these discussions because we're on social media. In the real world, these older women, who cares what you think? Because these men going to go out and do what the hell they want to do. So if you think that older men are trying to get with younger women because they can control those women, you're free to do that, because these men don't care. We just talk about it and entertain y'all on social media. Have your think pieces. It is what it is. But like Dante Bryan said, that may be something that you guys need to consider, because the younger women, they still have a lot of things that they haven't experienced, they haven't learned yet, and you could be the older, wiser person to teach her and, quote unquote, mold her. It is what it is. Okay? So yeah, and again, like I said, these why men date younger women conversations, at the end of the day, y'all ass is gonna do what you want. Which one of these content creating women is gonna be at your front door telling these young women not to come in? Hell, those young women probably beating down the door. I made a video about this. Older men ain't going out there hunting younger women. These young women hunting older men. It's the other way around. And ladies, if you don't believe me, just think back when you was their age. Did you want to date men your age? No. But now that you're older, Now it's a problem. Oh, man. Y'all, these older men trying to date these younger women, they should be dating us. Telling Shannon Sharp's crazy ass to date a woman his age. Why? Is it going to be better? Is it going to be better if he get with an older woman? Is she absolved from doing what that white woman did to him? Think about that. Let's continue. Fair use.
I produced that. Look at her. Look at her. Present it to yourself, he said. So when you see your husband, just keep telling him, cultivate me, baby. Cultivate me, baby. Cultivate me, baby.
Hold on.
If your wife putting on a little bit of weight and you don't like the fact she's putting on weight, don't criticize her. Wake her up 6 o'clock. Come, baby, let's go jogging.
Get your ass to the gym.
Come on,
get
baby.
up.
Woo!
Get your ass up and go to the gym. Hey, no, you ain't gonna be spilling out on me. I'm finna help your ass. Hey, you got to help her, man. So
come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. You don't like her dress? Take her down to Saks Fifth Avenue.
Hey.
And you pay for it. Come on, ladies. Help now, ladies. Help now, ladies. Help now, ladies. Help now, ladies.
Matter of fact, I know some of y'all, and Mona will enjoy this. Give me 1 second. Let me show you. Mona, women, they understand this, like, because I have a very important luncheon for my workplace coming up here, and it was on the schedule for a while, and I told my wife, I was like, yeah, we gotta get ready to go to Maryland so we can attend this luncheon for my job. And every time we have something important going on, for some odd reason, she ain't never got nothing to wear. Have y'all noticed that? Women, when it's like, oh, wait, we got to go. Are we going out to eat? We going to this nice restaurant. Oh, I don't have nothing to wear. And I'm like, what? I was like, man, let me go look at this damn closet. It's a gang of stuff. No, but I ain't got nothing that. So me, of course, I always take note of the shit that she wants. So she went to go get our cheap stuff. So this is like one of my favorite shops. Mona know what this is. So yeah, so I got her a nice dress for our outing or whatever. She don't know it yet, but she ain't here yet. But yeah, so so this is my favorite shop. So nice dress. But yeah, women ain't got nothing to wear when it's time to do something. That's crazy. Look, Mona said we sure don't. Let me go fashion. Yeah, ain't always never got nothing to wear. So yeah, so I just take note. Scroll and be like, oh, you like that one? And then, she asked me which one I like, and I'll go ahead and order it. So I don't mind. So if she ain't got nothing to wear, I'll go hook it up. So yeah, so that goes into Dr. Miles Monroe point. So yeah, I appreciate it. I'm like, man, it's cool. You ain't got nothing to wear. You lying. You a liar. But it's a white lie. It's all good. So yeah, so let's get back to it, man. Here we go. Oh, was that it? No, here we go.
Cultivate me, baby. She can't speak good English. Send her to school and pay for the tuition. The fourth thing God told the man, he says, guard the garden. The male is supposed to be the protector of everything under his care. That's why God gave you a stronger bone frame, a bigger muscle mass, not to abuse the woman, but to protect the woman.
It's just funny. Mona said we not lying. We need options. Man. I noticed that too. It's like I need to choose. Like, man, you're getting over on me. That's what you're doing. It's funny.
The last thing God gave the man was his word. God says, Adam, do not touch the tree. God never told the woman about the tree. Never. Which means the male was the only one who got the word of God. His job was to teach his wife the word of God. The woman knows more word than the man. Nothing can frustrate a woman faster than this statement. A woman will always ask a man, so what do you think? And that dummy would answer, what do you think? Don't do that, brother. Don't.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. You hear women saying, hey, plan all the dates. Make sure you tell me where we going. I just want to show up. But like I said, guys, in the other video, I used to do it a different way because in the military, we go to different bases. So I probably don't know the state that I'm, dating in or the city. So when I would meet a woman, I would just tell her that, what restaurants that you've been wanting to go to because I'm new here, and I would allow her to pick. And the women that I used to deal with, they wasn't going to do nothing crazy because they they respect me. So they ain't going to be like, I need to go to Nobu or something like that. Typically they'd be reasonable. Like, yeah, we need to go here. But that's only with women who respect you. If you give a woman the option to choose where she want to eat and she start talking about Frisco's or something like that or Fleming's, and it's like, come on, man. Like, you're trying to get over me. Cancel the date, move on. So it's a free game for the guys. Let's get to it. Fair use.
Don't do that. She's looking for knowledge and direction. Now watch this. That was the last command God gave the man. Don't touch the tree. That's verse 15 and 16 and 17. Then in verse 18, God said, it's not good for this man to be alone. Now, don't just read the statement fast. Slow down. It's not good for this man to be alone. What man? The man who is in his presence, working, can cultivate you, can protect you, and teach you the word.
You hear that? All those things, guys. It's not good. Not good for you to be alone. If you got everything working for you, you done did the work, find your wife, man. Okay?
Got it, Pastor? So, here's the problem. If you meet a man who don't like his presence, ain't working, can't cultivate you and improve you, can't protect you, and don't know God's word, it is good for that man to be
alone. And wait, before we stop, because I know women sitting there applauding, I want y'all to take a look at that list as well. And I've said this before, ladies. If he don't meet all the requirements outside of you being attracted to him, he should not get a chance to sneak in. That's where y'all asses fail. A man won't have a job. He ain't cultivated, ain't led by God, and he say he a Christian, God-fearing. Okay? He ain't got none of this shit working for him, but because he cute, you gonna let this dude sneak in, and then you gonna complain about all the areas that he's missing later on. It gives y'all a story to talk about. So y'all, hey, if those men don't have the option to sneak in, then the dating market will probably be a better place. But y'all lower y'all standards for the guys that y'all attracted to. You know who knows this? Men. They talk about it all the time in these spaces. So they know the game. They know that if they can, what y'all call it, make your lower parts tingle, all that other stuff goes out the window. And it's funny, I forgot the guy's name. His name is like Ken. He's a comedian on social media. He put up a post. He said, and I'm going to read it verbatim. And it was hilarious, but it's true. Hold on. I want to give this brother some credit. His name is Hanging with Ken. He's the sneaky link man. And he said, he said, bees will F a N-word because he got money for free. You see what I'm saying? So if a man has money, you will let that man sneak in. But if he don't got money, he got to pay. He got to take you to Paris. How does that make sense? But men know the game. So like, if I got my stuff together, I could skip the line. Simple, right? Trying to help, man, but women don't be listening. Let's continue. All right, that was the second. We got one more video. He has so much content, and ladies, don't feel like you left out. I just felt it wasn't my place to review the how to be a good woman or how to be a good wife video that he did on one of his sermons. It's like a whole hour-long video. So actually, Mona, if that's something you want to review, you could probably review it. But it's a great conversation. I enjoyed it so much. So like I said, my page is predominantly men, so I wanted to focus on the guys. So, but ladies, yeah, please go to Monroe Global on YouTube and find that video. It was amazing. So, see here, Dante Bryant, $2 just said thank you. The hypocrisy is baffling sometimes. Yeah, man, shit's foolery. Let's see here. All right, and the last video. When is the right time to get married? To sum it all up, this one is good too. Let's get to it. Fair use.
God said it's not good for the man to be only one of his kind. So he made him another kind like him and made that kind a receiver. Therefore, singleness is a state to be pursued, not avoided. Because when you are perfectly single, then God provides the opportunity for you to give yourself away. Very important. To be single should be the goal of every married person even. Because you need to be separate, unique, and whole to offer value to your husband or your wife. See, when you are whole, you're not a burden to your spouse. Oh, I'm going to talk about this for 2 minutes. You should get married because you got so much excess. You need someone to give it to. You shouldn't get married because you're starving for something. You become a burden.
A burden. Ladies, y'all asses hear that? I didn't cuss. Y'all hear that? That's how a lot of men see y'all. I'm keep using that. That's one of my favorite words. That's how a lot of men see y'all these days. The way that y'all be begging on social media. I mean, God, dog, you are you're essentially a burden to all the men that you're trying to deal with. And that's why I tell men, stop dealing with broke women. Okay? And especially the ones that talk about this soft life conversation. If a woman is overtly talking about, I need a man to give me a soft life, and she can't create a soft life for herself, avoid that woman. Okay? A woman should be able to give herself a soft life, and then when she finds a husband, she's not a burden. And he's going to want to take care of you. Okay? Y'all give me pushback when I tell you stop dating the McDonald's worker because she's going to be a burden. If you marry her, you're going to end up paying out the ass. Okay? Get you an educated woman. Get you a woman that can take care of her own bills. She can sustain her own household where, every month that comes up, always something. I don't know how I'm going to pay my light bill. And you like, oh, here's some money, baby. You look good. You're having sex with me. Here you go. That's stupid. Okay? You end up marrying that woman. She's going to be a burden. She already a burden. She don't know how to take care of her own house. So why the hell you dealing with her? Make sense? God, dog. Some of you, the way y'all think sometimes is backwards.
You're looking for attention, looking for approval, looking for someone to make you feel important. That's why you get married. You are a burden to me. See, if you ain't nobody and you marry someone who ain't nobody, nobody got married.
Nobody got married. I love that part. Nobody got married. That message is for the people that been going through hard times. And I told y'all this a while back when I was in the military and I went to a wedding, and you know the vows sounded like apologies, because the man was like, yeah, we went through this and we went through that, and we've been together for 10, 12 years, you know, and we finally here. Bro, nobody got married. It was just sad because I was like, God, dog, they had to go through all that, and they consider marriage the light at the rainbow. This ain't gonna last, and it didn't. But I mean, it's what it is. HVAC man, $5 super chat said that doesn't mean broke financially. That means broke physically, mentally, emotionally. Ain't no dealing with that. Send her to the drawing board. Nah, I'm specifically talking about money. I get all that other stuff, HVAC man. I'm talking about money. Because there are a lot of men that's out there going with this mindset of I'm going to date the broke woman if she treat me well. Okay, keep doing that. Go listen to the lead attorney's video. And I shared it on this platform. It's going to turn out all bad for you if things go haywire. So yes, I understand your point, but I specifically want to highlight money. If she cannot take care of her own household, get rid of that woman. Okay? And I'm talking to the young guys who got their stuff together. And I'm talking to the older guys too. Get rid of her. Women are adults, right? Adult responsibilities is taking care of your bills and not relying on somebody else that don't know you, that wants something from you, for them to help you take care of them. Hell no. Y'all need to hold these women to a higher standard. Okay? You hear women, they don't stop talking about how much money they make, how well they're doing. So they ain't got no damn business asking you for no money. Hold their feet to the fire, man. If they balling, then make sure they can take care of their house. And don't give me that BS, oh man, I just want to spend a man's money. Shut up. You need that man's money. You're lying. It's better to spend his money. No, you just ain't got the money to spend. Sorry, we know the game. Stop. Shit. No, you good, but I'm specifically talking about money because that's what these conversations are centered around. Start holding these women, man. You got to have a standard, man. Take care of your damn house. What the hell wrong with you? You're an adult. Shit.
Am I right about it? And so you got two people all the time trying to use each other to get to be somebody.
Can't do that. HVAC man, Father just said that's easier than done because black men don't have their nuts. Women didn't cut them off. Shit, the black men over here better. Y'all hear me talking? If this is the only time I'm going to give you advice and you're going to listen, take it. Stop dating broke women, man. Okay? Because they ain't going to date your ass. And if they do, they're going to up the price. So, yeah, you're going to be the one, just to get a sniff of the booty. Even that, you got to take this woman to a nice steakhouse. And then she's going to complain about you. And like I said, make you a story time on TikTok. Let's continue. Fair use.
And ain't nobody in the house. Serious reality. Very important. Write this down, please. Some of the loneliest people in the world are married people. So marriage does not solve loneliness. It just exposes it. If you feel lonely tonight, you don't need marriage. You need to meet yourself. Let me give you some thoughts that will blow your mind. Loneliness is magnified by marriage. It magnifies and exposes the fact that you are not unique, you are not separate, you are not whole. Singleness is an amazing thing. Adam did not know he needed a mate. Did you realize that? God was the one who said it is not good. Adam didn't care, wasn't interested. Why? He was so complete, so whole, so fulfilled fulfilling his purpose, naming animals, ruling the garden, bringing order to the place. He was so busy, he didn't know he needed a mate. Here's the key. You are ready for marriage when you don't need to be.
Did y'all hear that? God dang it. Let me go back. Listen.
Oh, he needed a mate. Here's the key. You are ready for marriage when you don't need to be.
Now, that message right there speaks volumes to me because people looked at me crazy when I said that I never approached the dating market saying that I was marriage minded. But I wasn't lonely. I was happy. I was taking care of everything. And what happened? Another person walking around my house now. You know what I'm saying? I never was like, oh man, I need me a wife. I'm lonely. I need somebody to share this life with. No, man. And that may be the wrong way in some people's eyes, but I was happy. I was happy with my life, man. I had just got my master's degree, working at the Pentagon, doing great things. I was in a great space, saving money, investing for the first time. The gains in the gym swelled and swole. And now she in there running around. You are ready for marriage when you don't need to be. Tell him, Dr. Moreau.
Oh, I said something deep this time. When you don't need to be married, then you are ready for marriage. Here's a statement you want to write down. You are not ready to live with someone else until you can live with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Look, that goes to Truest Dude's point. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. There's a difference. We just talked about that male loneliness epidemic foolery. All right?
Why? Because your relationship can only be as successful as your singleness with yourself. And I promise you that no human can meet your ego needs. They cannot meet your soul needs. And so we get married for folks to build our ego and give us a sense of approval and value. You are sick. You don't become a spouse when you are in that condition. You become a patient.
You're sick.
Where you going? How long you gonna be? Why you been away so long? Why you got to work late again? You are sick. See, when you are whole, you don't need nobody to be somebody. And it's a privilege for somebody to have your body in the presence of their body when you are somebody. If someone says to you, I love you, I need you.
Hey, this is about to be funny. You know I like using music references. Watch this.
Oh, I need you. Run. Bad problems. You ever heard this? Some of the songs are amazing. They show how corrupt we are in our minds. Songs like,
sing along. Y'all know the song. Listen.
If you leave me now, you take away the biggest part of me. Ooh, girl, baby, please don't go. Now, wait a minute. If she leave, she can take what?
Soul.
What's she doing with that part?
Y'all hear that, fellas? That's that old 90s simping that used to go in the movies. Boys and men. I know you cheated on me, baby. And you ran off with that other fella. Let's go back. Listen to him.
If she leave, she can take what? What's she doing with that part?
What you doing with that part?
How about this one? Oh, girl.
Come on now. Come on now.
Help me, somebody, help me. I'll be in trouble if you.
Sing. Tell him, Dr. Monroe.
Y'all ain't saved. You mean people have that much control over your life?
Nobody should have that much control over your life, gentlemen. Okay?
How about that one? Eh? Remember that one? You are the sunshine of my life. Yeah. That's a dangerous song. Because I just told you that you are my son. Which means when you go away, I'm in darkness. Ain't no one supposed to be that kind of light to you. God's will is simple. I am a son all by myself. And when I meet you, you are another son. And when we get together, we have a constellation.
Yeah. Dante Bryant, 2002, stop that dang simping, fellas. Yo, tell him.
Shout hallelujah, somebody. And just in case you don't appreciate how valuable this sunshine is and decide to leave me and go somewhere else.
What he still got? If she leave, what's still over there?
Just remember, you don't take my light away. I have my own light. So go away and let me shine on.
Y'all don't be here. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all wet behind it. Y'all don't hear Dr. Monroe, man. I told y'all, go listen to him. And this is for any guy, man. You ain't even religious like that. You can understand the message. It sounds very similar to the stuff that we talk about in these spaces. And that's why I wanted to play Patrice O'Neal first, because his message, rather it was, you know, it was conveyed a different way, the same message still applies. The man is the head. You are in control of your own life. Get yourself together first so you can get the best outcomes possible. Two different guys, same message. Okay? And then you got me to explain it to you a little bit. Just trying to help y'all out, man. All right? We good. This is an amazing show, man. I enjoyed this. And shout out to Dr. Miles Monroe. Rest in peace. Very unfortunate that he's gone. But his message still lives on the same way Patrice O'Neal does on YouTube as well. You guys, even if you don't know the Bible like that, hell, I done told y'all, I'm still learning. Go to the Monroe Global YouTube channel and just listen to some of the stuff that he has to say. And it's, you know, it's entertaining too, because they got the little illustrations up there as well. I promise you, you could gain some value out of it. Okay. This is an amazing live stream. I enjoyed it so much. Anytime I get to share Patrice O'Neal and Dr. Miles Monroe, I feel like I did my job. I put some people onto those two individuals, man. So yeah, do yourself a favor. Go check both of them out. Okay, man, that was great. John Doe 499 just said this sermon is fire. Where can I find it on YouTube? I think Pooh Man put the links in the description. But yeah, go to Monroe Global on YouTube. I think he has maybe like 4 million followers. Let me see. No, 1.4 million followers are subscribers, and his most popular video had 5.5 million views 4 years ago, and he's been gone since 2014. So that should tell you something. and it's titled Understanding the Purpose for Your Life. Okay? But like I said, you don't have to be a religious person to understand the message. I promise you will learn something. Okay? Man, it was amazing. So again, thank y'all for sending in the super chats on this Tuesday. Don't forget, we will be back here tomorrow night, Wednesday, to review the Finest Game Show's most recent Pop the Balloon episode. They are stationed in Atlanta. Atlanta folks, please attend the live streams, because like I said, I don't want to seem like I'm judging without having some counsel in the chat, okay? Because that's why I keep reaching out. This show is based in Atlanta. Most of the people are from Atlanta, so if you see, certain things, you can point them out that I don't understand. Some of the lingo I don't understand at all. So it definitely helped me out when you guys are in the chat. You're like, hey man, I'm from the South, or I'm from Atlanta, so this is what he meant. Okay, it took me a while to figure out what bike meant. You know what I'm saying? But tune in, Atlanta folks. Make sure you're here tomorrow night. It's gonna be another great live stream. A little more relaxed. This is more regimented, but you will be entertained. I was entertained thoroughly by the last show from the Finest Game Show, and I'm pretty sure this one won't be any different. Okay, so again, shout out to everybody that sent in super chats, everybody that attended. Mona, Pooh Man, Truest Dude, thank you guys for moderating. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, you guys learned something, and I put you on to, a new gentleman. Rest in peace, Dr. Miles Monroe, that you guys can learn from. Okay, so let's go ahead and get out of here so you guys can finish watching the playoffs. They getting good, even though the Lakers ass out. Forgive me, God. But I'll leave you with some fast card, man. So until tomorrow, eat healthy, be safe, and hit the gym. Peace. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless. Appreciate it.
Fast car. I wanted to get to anywhere. Maybe we can make it. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Started from zero and nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk. Laid out before us, your arm felt nice, wrapped around my shoulder. I had a feeling that I belonged. Had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. Fast